Today is week 9 of our Gender Justice Education series, and it will be the last installment in our series for now. Our topic for the day is abortion, what it is, why it matters, and how it relates to gender justice. We know abortion is a highly controversial topic, but it really shouldn't be. Abortion is a safe medical procedure used to end a pregnancy.
Let's take a look at the public opinion on abortion. In 2020, Wren released a study in partnership with the National Women's Law Center and Change Research of women and LGBTQ+ people who indicated that they were likely to vote in the 2020 election. The results of this study found that the majority of those polled agreed that abortion should remain legal in South Carolina. Additionally, a recent study released by Pew Research found that 59% of Americans think that abortion should be legal in all or most cases. So why is this important? Opponents to abortion rights are a small but vocal minority. At times, it may seem like abortion is a highly controversial topic, but in reality, it isn't. The fact is, the majority of people support access to legal abortion.
What is the law on abortion in South Carolina as of October 2021? In February 2021, the South Carolina legislature passed S1, a law that prevents abortion as early as 6 weeks, effectively banning all abortions in our state. A lawsuit was filed by the Greenville Women's Clinic and Planned Parenthood South Atlantic against S1 as soon as it became law. They are represented by Planned Parenthood Federation of America, the Center for Reproductive Rights, and a local law firm, Burnett, Shutt, and McDaniel. As a result of this lawsuit, an injunction was granted preventing S1 from taking effect. We're waiting to see what happens next in the courts, and we promise to update you as soon as anything happens. But as of right now, abortion remains legal in the state of South Carolina.
It's very important that we make a clear distinction between legality of abortion and abortion access. So even though abortion is legal in most situations in South Carolina, accessing abortion is still difficult for many people. Restrictions like wait times and multiple visit requirements, as well as barriers such as childcare, abortion costs, clinic distance, these things all make access to abortion really difficult for most people. So when we discuss abortion, we can't only focus on legality, we have to also ensure that abortion is accessible to everyone. One of the ways to improve abortion access is through abortion funds. Abortion funds are nonprofit organizations that aim to increase the accessibility of abortion care by providing financial assistance and care coordination to help remove barriers for those seeking abortion services such as cost, transportation, childcare, time off from work, etc. There are 2 abortion funds that service South Carolina, ARC Southeast and Carolina Abortion Fund. Planned Parenthood also offers sliding scale options for abortion services.
Before we move on to talking about how to discuss abortion, we want to give a quick word of warning about crisis pregnancy centers, or CPCs. A CPC is an anti-abortion nonprofit organization with the primary goal of preventing abortions. They often disguise themselves as clinics and advertise in deceptive ways to trick people who are in search of abortion services. In South Carolina, there are 32 CPCs, while there are only 3 clinics who offer abortion services. A way to distinguish between CPCs and a real clinic is that a clinic will present you with all of your pregnancy options, whereas a CPC will be strictly anti-abortion. A clinic will be able to provide you with credible medical information, whereas a CPC will provide misinformation that's designed to prevent you from accessing abortion. A clinic will have certified medical staff on site who can provide you with a whole range of surgical and medical services, including abortion services, whereas a CPC will usually not have certified medical staff on site and can only provide limited services like pregnancy STI testing and ultrasounds. And finally, a clinic is a highly regulated medical center, whereas a CPC is usually unregulated and is often religiously affiliated.
Let's move on to how to talk about abortion. When we discuss abortion, we must avoid stigmatizing language. That means reframing our conversations around abortion. Here are some examples of how to do that. Instead of saying, "no one wants an abortion," try this instead. Abortion is a medical procedure that should be accessible and provided without judgment. You should never parrot the language of anti-abortion activists. So instead of using the term heartbeat bill, say 6-week ban. You should also say abortion later in pregnancy instead of saying late-term abortion. It is important to remember that abortion is a safe procedure. So instead of saying keep abortion safe and legal, say keep abortion accessible and legal. Finally, we must remember that abortion is not a women's issue. Using that narrow framing of abortion causes harm and ignores those most marginalized in our fight. Trans men and non-binary people can also have abortions. So when we only focus on women when discussing abortion, we exclude them and cause harm. Instead of using terms like pregnant women, we can use pregnant people.
So how does abortion access impact gender justice? Abortion access has many ties to the movement for gender justice. Ensuring that abortion is accessible impacts reproductive justice and economic justice, as well as trans and queer rights. According to our partners at Sister Song, reproductive justice is the human right to maintain personal bodily autonomy, to have children, to not have children, and to parent the children we have in safe and sustainable communities. Ensuring access to abortion helps fulfill part of our reproductive justice framework. Abortion access is also economic justice, because barriers to abortion access mean abortion is only accessible to those who can afford to overcome them. By removing barriers to abortion access, this economic equality is lessened. Finally, abortion access has an impact on trans and queer rights because abortion isn't just a women's issue. Conversations around abortion must be gender inclusive, meaning that they include all who are impacted by abortion access.
So what has Wren done to improve abortion access and defend abortion rights? Year after year, lawmakers in South Carolina have introduced countless anti-abortion policies. Since Wren's founding 5 years ago, countless restrictions have been introduced, and we've pushed back against those abortion restrictions, ranging from personhood to restrictions later in pregnancy and 6-week abortion bans. We've mobilized thousands of people who oppose abortion restrictions, provided testifier trainings for those who wanted to make their opposition heard, and educated lawmakers on how abortion restrictions harm our community.
This will be our last installment of the Gender Justice Educational Series, for now. We hope that you've tuned in for the past 9 weeks and have learned a little bit about the work that Wren does and how it ties to the movement for gender justice. All of the previous week's content is available on all of our social media pages for you to review at any time. And as always, you can DM or email us at info@scren.org if you have any questions. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and please share it with a friend.